We funny people. I was over at my brother's house last night. Before I left here, I was over at my brother's house. And I got, nephews like all of us. They I don't know what they on. They on some other shit, right? So I was sitting up there talking to my brother, we playing pool. And my nephew came in and he said, you pretty smart. I said, well, I'm all right. I'm all right, He said, what's the difference between a hypothetical question and a realistic question? Kind of caught me off guard, I said, damn, hypothetical and realistic. I said, they basically mean the same, but sometimes they might be different. Caught me off guard. I said, for example, man, I said, run upstairs and ask your mama, would she make love to the next door neighbor for $50,000? He went upstairs, took a little while, came back. He said, mama said she'd make love to the next door neighborhood in the next block for $50,000. I said, I'll be damned. I said, well, do me a favor, go upstairs and ask your sister, would she make love to the mailman for $250,000? He ran upstairs, trotted on back. He said, sister said she'd make love to the mailman, the milkman, and any other man for $50,000. I looked at my brother. Brother looked at me. I said, sit down, son. I said, I'm gonna tell you something. Hypothetically speaking, you should have $100,000. I said, but realistically speaking, son, you live with 2 hoes. Good night, Las Vegas. Good night.
And then my boy, he come home from work, and he said, Daddy, he said, what's the difference between theory and reality? Well, how the hell do I know? I said, well, I'll give you an example. He said, well, I've been told by the teacher I got to learn the difference between theory and reality. I said, well, go and ask your mother if she sleep with a plumber for £1 million. He come back and said, Mother said, yes, she would sleep with a plumber for £1 million. I said, well, there you go. Now go and ask your sister if she'd sleep with a plumber for £1 million. He come back and she said she would as well. I said, there you go. That's the difference between theory and reality. In theory, we're sitting on £2 million. In reality, we're living with a pair of slappers.
But, you see,